Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be continuing our series on sounding good on social media, where we make you sound pro and competitive on Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, etc. This video is going to be for people who want to sing and play guitar at the same time while also sounding pro on social media. For this tutorial, we're going to use one condenser mic to pick up both the vocals and the guitar. For this type of content, you're going to want to make sure that you're recording your performance with your phone simultaneously as recording with the microphone into your DAW. This will make your performance look even more authentic and sound great at the same time. I'm going to show you an example by showing this video of Heather Rogers doing a cover up in my studio. So now I'm going to show you how the phone audio compares to our redone audio.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
Yes.
So many stories from where I've been and how I got to.
And this is the pro audio.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories from where I've been and how I got to where I am.
You're going to want to start with proper mic placement. This is a condenser microphone. It is the Lewitt Audio 440 Pure. We have it about 2 feet away from the performer. It is centered between the guitar and the vocal and pulled back. This particular singer has a very powerful big voice, so we wanted to make sure that we could hear both the guitar and the vocals by pulling it away and checking the levels. If you have a little bit of a softer voice, I recommend taking that condenser microphone and placing it closer to you singing than the guitar. What you don't want to do is have it be too close to the guitar, too close to the hole of the guitar, because this will cause some boomy, horrible sound that you won't be able to get rid of later. And here is how the raw audio sounds from just the condenser microphone.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
And now I'm going to show you how to make it sound pro. We're going to apply the same plugin that we used for just vocals last week to make this thing sound pro. Super easy. Here we go. So we're going to add the Silk vocal. We're going to go mono because we're in a mono signal. And we're going to go raw to pro male just because it is a more full body voice. Again, we're going to bring down the lows a little bit. And over here, we'll control a little bit of our volume over here on this dynamic. I'm going to leave the highs up a little bit just because the guitar needs a little bit of brightness. And here's how it sounds before the plugin.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
And here's with it on. This is going to blow your mind.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
It sounds fantastic. Now let's do that same reverb trick that we did last week. And if you're new to the channel, we're just going to put that reverb directly onto this track. We're not trying to be mix engineers here. We are trying to sound pro on TikTok and Reels. So we're going to put that reverb smack dab on that track. So here we go. Let's just pick one. Let's do the Verb Suite Classics. And remember this dry wet knob, we need to bring this down. We'll bring about 25%. We don't want to sound too reverby. Now, you can add a little bit more reverb onto this performance where you're playing guitar and singing at the same time because you might be in a nicer room and you're trying to, have the ambiance of it. We're going to pull down the lows and the highs, turn the decay down just a little bit and see how that sounds here.
And all of these lines across my face
Yeah.
tell you the story of who I am. So many stories from where I've been.
Awesome. Now, the Silk vocal did really well on the guitar sing-along. It's absolutely fantastic. I did try out the Lander voice for this, and it didn't work out so well. I tried a bunch of the presets. I even did a little manual. It didn't really work out. So if you're going to sing and play guitar, I recommend the one-shot plugin for that being the Silk by Waves. However, I do want to show you how to do this manually without a plugin as well. So the first thing that we're going to open up is an EQ. So this is the Slate Digital Infinity EQ. It's one of my favorites, but any EQ in your DAW will work. We're just going to go ahead and do something called high passing. What high passing is just removing some low end. You'll see on this EQ, this little cut, just double click and drag it over. And we're going to cut anything under about 50 to 80 hertz right here. These are things that are very inaudible to the human ear, and they tend to muddy up your mix. It can also be any background noise that your condenser mic might have picked up, and we just want to get that out of the way. The next thing that we're going to do is just do a little bit of high shelf to get in that brightness, just a little bit. And then we're going to make a little swoop right here to get rid of some of that boxiness. This is about all the EQ that you're going to need for this type of video. But here's how it sounds with the EQ.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
Excellent. Next, we're going to add a compressor. Any compressor in your DAW will work. I'm going to go with the R-Comp by Waves because it's a very good beginner's compressor and it's really easy to see what's going on as well as hear what's going on. So what we want to do is we're going to move this threshold down until we see the yellow bar slightly hitting over it.
And all of these lines across my face.
Perfect. Now we're going to do about a 2-ish ratio.
And all of these lines across my face.
Just to get those really high points a little bit under control. And then we're going to turn up the makeup gain a little bit.
And all of these lines across my face.
Perfect. Now we're going to throw another compressor on there just to really get that volume up. So I'm just going to go with the RVox by Waves. Super simple, easy to use. And we're just going to crank this up.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
Perfect. Super easy. And then we're going to add just a little bit of reverb to it. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the Silk Vocal. Turn it down to about 25% highs, turn down the decay, and we're going to see how that sounds.
And all of these lines across my face
Perfect.
tell you the story of who I am. So many stories from where I've been.
We're going to use the same process we did last week. We're just going to add a limiter to make it competitive in volume. So I'll show you that. We're just going to pull up a limiter. We're going to do stereo. We're going to do the L1 limiter by Waves. Super easy to get a hold of. Now remember, make sure your out ceiling is in that negative or else you're going to clip and it's going to sound bad. All right, and we're just going to pull this up until it's loud enough that we like it.
And all of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am.
Excellent. All right, and then we're going to go to File, Render. We're going to render that all out. And you're going to see that that LUFS, or our measurement of loudness, is competitive. And as you can see, we're about -13, -14 LUFS, so this is actually loud enough to go on Spotify. Now remember, this isn't a good master. This isn't a master quality to go on Spotify, but it's a dang good master for your reel or your TikTok. People are going to be scrolling through, and you're going to hit them in the face with how great you sound. All you have to do is take this pro audio that you created in your DAW and line it up with your performance in your film editing software, and you are good to go. Don't forget to mute that phone audio when you put the pro audio onto it. I hope this helped you. Make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment. It all really goes a long way to help out the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and can't wait to see you next week. Bye.